Welcome back. Howdy doody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between. We are running our story playthrough of Guild Wars 2 yet again in another episode. The last one was a little bit long. This one might be a little bit shorter. Who is this? We have another visitor. Hello. It's the dog. It's the dog again. Hello. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to say anything? I don't know if you guys can hear me because I'm so far away from the mic. This is Moose. He's a good boy. Alright, skedaddle. Always gotta say hi to the dog, you know? Okie dokie. So, that's a way to start an episode. Here we go. What we're doing. Last time, we kind of finished off the majority of the Diesse Plateau. We are officially level 26 and a half, 60%. And our next kind of area is way down over here at level 30. We could probably go there, but there's more accessible areas to us. We got like 2 full areas over here that will be downscaled to, but the experience is kind of the same, so it's easy to justify and move all over the place. Picking the Norn area, Shiver Peak Mountains, because I'm not a casual human player. Although if you're a casual human player, more power to you. There's all the Sylvari and the Asura areas down here. But I figured we'll stay close. We had a lot of kind of fiery plain dealios in there, so it'll be a nice change of pace jumping into the snowy zones. What we got going on here is... well, we'll see if we can find some events. But for now, we're going to pick up a couple more of these waypoints. There is actually an event right up here. I'll see if I can go check. They are the Lion Guard are readying, so you can see that there's some meta events up in the right-hand corner. That's kind of where you'll find most of the larger concurrent events. When you get near them. So, they are readying their next attack, but they are not quite ready. So we're just going to kind of blitz through this area. We'll come back in a hot minute. Because I know that there is a waypoint over here. As well as some moose. Just like my dog. Who is... still scratching at my door. He'll get lots of playtimes after this. So this is going to be another semi-intermission episode while we get back to the level 30 kind of story block. I'll try and go over some things. Hopefully we can grab a few levels by the next episode, so we won't have too many of these in a row. They are a little bit boring, probably. However, this is the new player experience. Running around, killing mobs, doing quests, getting loot, and being an overall adventurer. So, if you're playing and or watching an MMO, this is probably right up your alley. Once again, this is kind of more of a, or will be more of a cooperative playthrough, I'm hoping, down the line. The story starts to kind of spread out and be a little bit more like inclusive, cooperative in a way. Probably, I think, around the level 50 mark, which is when you pick a faction and then kind of play along through that story. So I have not heard the call, sir. This kind of intro first 50-ish levels is more tailored to your race and background story-wise. So it's a little bit hard to like co-op through those. So right now, totally fine playing solo, because you won't be able to like progress the Charr story while you're on a human / the other way around as well. So right now, totally fine. And then by around level 50, depending on where you are in the story, which you can check in the journal, this starts to branch out when you pick a faction, and then you can play with other people in the same instance and get credit for that, which is pretty beneficial. And then, of course, whenever I'm streaming, anyone's welcome to come along and we can progress the story together. Right there, Vigilance MA 9874. I'll probably post that in the description. You know, send me a friend request. Play along. I will have kind of a more dedicated stream schedule in the coming weeks. And then we can hopefully kind of put together something fun. I saw right over in this corner here a mentor. And a big old spooky thing. So this is a world boss, and I think the first one that we've been to, actually. So we're a little late in the game. He's at about 50%, but we're going to jump right on in here and help take down this guy. I think this is the lowest leveled world event in the game. So if you're starting off a Norn or anything like that, it would be a good idea to be aware of this event right here, the Frostmaw. It's gonna spawn this guy. It had a couple more little events before he spawns for closing a bunch of bad portals where enemies come through. And that you kind of get a lot of experience for this, and treasure, really. So I will, however, say he is a bit of a grind. They buffed these world bosses in a recent patch so that they don't die in like 30 seconds from all the people that are just teleporting around farming world bosses. So we'll take a little bit of time to get this guy down. Red circles are bad. Arrows indicate direction of where the guys are going. So always nice to keep a little eye out on those.
I'm ready. Are you?
Being the first world boss, his I'm trying to think of the word. It's not graphics. Scene or presence is a little underwhelming compared to the other ones, like Shadow Behemoth. Flame Elemental's okay. I think they upgraded its graphics too recently. The Worm's cool. I think Shadow Behemoth's the big one, though. So, while he's not the most exciting fight in the world, it's always really worth it to come and do these world bosses. They're on a really strict schedule, so there's a bunch of wikis where you can see the timing of all the world bosses if you want to teleport around. There is actually an item in the gem store that gives you a portal device that can just, it tells you when the next boss is, and you can teleport to the nearest waypoint, so you don't miss them, which kind of gives you an idea on how much ArenaNet wants you to participate in these, because as you can see, they take a lot of DPS.
Get back here!
I feel strong.
That Awakened Remnants thing, I think, is for this event over here, so that's not anything to do with us.
Refreshing.
I'm gonna try and remember to keep swapping legends. And while we are traded for condition damage, the benefits of having a ranged weapon, I think, and a little bit lower of a DPS, in the grand scheme of things, you can see I'm doing 236 with just auto attacking the hammer, maybe throwing a few skills in. Whereas we'll see what a condition kind of setup looks like. Oh, I'm down. So overall, a big loss in DPS there. Thank you, my friends. So we'll just kind of stay away from him. We're not the highest level. Can't take too many of this guy's hits.
Refreshing. I feel strong.
Sorry, just had to fiddle with a little bit of OBS stuff there. Let's jump back into our assassin guy. Get a little bit of super speed. This is probably actually a decent time to kind of talk a little bit more about utility stuff while we auto attack this chieftain to death. So Revenant, a little bit more complicated than other classes. However, the base stays the same. So we had our weapon skills in this tab. We jump into our slot skills, which are all the skills you can put in the slots on your bar. So you can see us spamming 1 in here. These are all the weapon skills. And these right here, healing skills. So these go in my M4 slot, or the first one on the bar. Utility skills are the next 3, which I have ERT bound. And then the elite skill is something you get at level 31, which are these skills down here. So those depend on, well, a lot of things. A couple of these are locked behind whatever your elite spec is, which is the 3rd specialization. However, for the most part, you can use whichever of these that you want on regular classes. The difference between that and the Revenant is you get 3 skills, or the 3 utility skills you're healing in your elite is based on the legend that you pick. So while if you were, say, in a warrior, you can have the Shake It Off skill, which is a little bit of a stun break condition cleanse. You can put that in your utility slot, swap around to whatever elite spec and other specializations that you want, and you will always have Shake It Off on your bar if you want it there. With the Revenant, as soon as you switch to a legend, it resets your whole bar to the skills that that legend imbues within you. You can obviously sort where you want those skills to be. However, you can change what they are. And there we go. World boss. I think it was something on our list that gave us so much XP. But you can see those are definitely worth doing. Just a full level up right there. Make sure you get the chest. And then we get a little bit of a sword thing here. So I'm going to take this. However, you'll see it's a power ferocity weapon. I'm running conditions, so that's not really a thing. But gives us a minor sigil of corruption, which you gain a charge of +2 condition damage every time you kill a foe. Chill duration, poison duration, I don't really care about. So what you can do is you can accept that sword. You're going to salvage it, and sometimes you get that sigil. I didn't, but you can throw it into the weapons that you're currently using. This mace is better than my current one, so I'm going to swap to that. That's better than my hauberk, so I'm going to swap to that. Always get a couple little extra thingamajiggers. I won't spend too much time in there. So let's jump back on our mount here and kind of just pick away at a little bit more things. Something interesting looks like it's happening right there, so why don't we head that way? So utility skills, healing skills. This is the legendary dwarf heal, the legendary demon heal, centaur heal, and other things. These give you like very class defining, game changing utility. I don't like to use the word, but that's what it is. Ooh. Looks like there's some interesting stuff here. I don't know why there are awakened. Maybe this is a Halloween thing. I assume it is. Awakened are like a Path of Fire mob. Praise Joko, I think. Oh, and we are not doing so hot. This is a level... This is a low-level zone. I'm down to level 15. Ooh, they're spawning in. All right. Well, it looks like we'll be here for... I was going to say 2 minutes, but obviously not. Although there is a waypoint right there, so we can spawn back in. Back to the utility skills real quick. These give you different boons. Sometimes inflict conditions or change the way that your class plays. We're getting spun in a tornado there. Make sure you dodge that at the right time or you get nuked. Or you just get nuked anyway. Oh, he's a champion, that's why. Okay. We're a little bit underpowered for this right now. But as you can see, if I am in the dwarf, you will have this, which gives you stability, which means you'll resist knockdowns, pulls, etc. You will also get this one, which you can taunt your enemies, and it still does some damage. Healing, vengeful hammers, etc. So that'll swap out this whole set of bars. Make sure that whatever class that you're playing, you have a good set of utility skills. They can be very helpful, especially stun breaks. Stun breaks are good. I feel like a lot of people get sucked into the, if it doesn't do damage, it's not good. However, there's the nuke. However, the more that you can kind of control the battlefield, air quotes, I think is the way to go. Because a knocked down enemy can't do any damage, where a damaged enemy continues to do the damage. So we're going to play it a little bit more safe again here and jump on our hammer to do ranged things. There's a nice thing. And we got a Palawadin phylactery. And this is Portal Panic, which looks like something interesting is happening. Although I don't know if it is related to Halloween or not. Looks like it's just something that's happening in the world. That's pretty cool. All right. However, We're gonna hop in here for a hot second. Not that one. And level up, because we've been collecting a lot of hero points. I'm a little bit bad at it of remembering to go in and slot that stuff, but you know, we get what we want. This one, obviously, because we get this next thing, we want our condition damage. So we're gonna level up our Deem Corruption trait line 1. The first one we get, when you chill a foe, you also inflict torment on them, which means that our number 4 skill chills enemies that will also inflict more torment. So for an easy 5 hero points, I think that's probably the way to go. Jump back in here, take that first slot. Now this one gives 2 seconds of torment as well. So almost every one of our skills gives torment, if not obviously burning on our second one. So we're running a condition build. We want to stack that as much as possible. The next two, not really that great. This one will be, but I think the investment, while we only have 10 left, just to get that one instead of torment, probably not worth it. We can't get this one until level 45, however, though, so we will just push this one right to the end while we can. But we're going to train our assassin to get his last skill here. And then we might as well just, like, dump a few into our dwarf stance. And that's all that we can do. Maybe we'll just unlock our next one. Endurance recovery, not really that important. Dodge roll heals allies, maybe. Gain fury when you invoke a legend. Crit chance, that's a straight damage increase. And your first attack when entering combat applies vulnerability. This one's probably going to be the one to go to because vulnerability increases our condition damage as well. So I'll throw that in for the time that we can unlock this trait line, and then that'll be the first thing. Our condition damage is boosted just by getting that level. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to check up here just to see if that kind of event is up going on over there. And let's sort our inventory while we do. So is there anything interesting that I want to keep? I can use a staff, but I really want to keep what's the setup that I have for weapons. It looks like nothing else really is important. However, I do see that there is a boss going on in there. So I'm going to salvage all this quickly because we don't really need any of it. Throw that all away to open up our inventory. And then we're going to try and kill this champion Marauder here. Again, champions, basically the highest level of, or the most difficult monster other than bosses. So you really got to take your time around these guys. And we didn't actually get that waypoint up here first, which is the easiest run. So we're really going to try not to die on this one. Defiance bar, we're going to hit the 5. And we just knocked it out. So that's what we were talking about last episode. Now he's stunned. We do a lot more damage. That is beneficial. Let's heal this person. Super speed up. And we also unlocked our third final skill here, which gives us quickness. We're going to turn off super speed really quick. Throw a bit of CC at this guy. And you can see that skill, while it doesn't have Defiance break, it is a pull. So it does do a little bit of Defiance damage. And let's see what this does. Okay, it's just a little like run in quick. We gotta be careful not to get in front of that charge. Dodge roll back with that utility skill. And we'll swap over to Malik's. Get a bit of resistance. Dodge that charge. Oh my goodness. We need more people. We're actually doing pretty decent for a 3-man of low-leveled characters here. I'm gonna try and heal a couple of these lion guards, see if they can help out, you know? Who knows? Oh, definitely gotta heal our human friend.
Help me out.
Whoa, that was close. All right. We got a couple of dudes up here to help us. No.
I need some help.
Hopefully our friends help us here. I don't want to run back when he's at 36%.
And you thought I
Come on. Heal me. Heal me. Oh, you're in vengeance mode. You're going to die really quick here. And that will be a long res, unfortunately. So that's like a warrior down skill where you just revive to maybe get the last couple hits in. And we're down again. Unfortunate. Come on now. Use a couple of those skills. That's just damage. It's not really going to do anything. She's back. Our warrior friend. Save me. No, you're just gonna stand there. You're gonna back up. Okay, thank you. We're just gonna try and spam a bunch of skills to get this guy down. Looks like we got a fourth player. Help us out a bit. And a little bit more. Incredible. We've done it. We've done it.
Vacate these premises.
You have to patrol later. Can't sight enemies if you're drunk.
What?
Let's check if there's anything in this house.
Ale bottle sharpen our vision.
Just a throne.
Is that so? Charr is hard.
Well, you know what? Why don't we call it there for the episode? You're in my shot. This is mine. This is mine now. Forever. I am an ice Charr. Okay. We'll call it there. The last two episodes will be more of an intermission kind of explanation about maybe a couple more Guild Warsy things. We're at 27 and less than 3/4. We got 3 more little bars to do, which we should be able to crush out in one more episode to grab our next level. These are a little bit more of the slower times in the game, but this is when, so the stream might be a little slow, but this is when you have the most fun playing because you're running around, you're doing what you should be in an MMO, which is running around adventuring and having fun. So with a cool little backdrop, we'll call it there. Once again, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. These will be uploaded to YouTube. Check me out. Hit all the buttons, the follows, the subscribes, the bells, the likes, etc. If you would please. Helps out a lot. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night.